guys, so for today's video I'm going to be doing a really cute winter wonderland kind of set. So to start off, I'm taking this color from D&D and I am going to be doing an ombre on the middle nail. So I'm just applying it like halfway up the nail, and then I'm going to take my ombre brush and ombre it up to soften up that line a little bit. And then once I get that done the way that I want it, I do go ahead and cure this for 60 seconds. And you can see here the way that I go about ombre. Well, you can kind of see I kind of went off screen a little bit, but I just kind of take the ends of the brush and pat and drag the polish down a little bit. Thankfully this is a glitter color and it has like a somewhat clear-ish base, so it's super easy to blend and ombre, whereas with a more solid opaque color like the white here, it is a little bit trickier to do, but it's not impossible. So after I do that blue glitter, I just did the same thing with the white. I place that down and then I drag it down. Whenever I do an ombre, I don't lay the polish down as far as I want the ombre to go, since obviously you're dragging it down. I do go a little bit higher up, or not as low as I want the ombre to be whenever I put the polish on the nail, so that way I can drag it down with the ombre brush and it's not going to cover the entire nail. And every now and then, especially whenever I'm using an opaque color like this, or like a cream color like this, I will wipe off the brush on a paper towel just to remove some of that buildup, because it will like just continue dragging it down the nail and it won't like blend as well. And I just kind of go back and forth, tapping and dragging until I kind of get it the way that I want it. And then after I get that done, I do go ahead and cure that for 60 seconds. And I did go in with another coat of the blue glitter because it wasn't showing up as well. And also, I didn't really like the way that it looked with the white over the blue. So I wanted to make sure that the blue was over the white. And I didn't do another coat of the white because it was fine with the way that it looked. Like it was opaque enough and it covered what I needed. And also I didn't want it to go over the blue. I wanted the blue over the white. So depending on how you want your ombre to look and which color you want on top, like you'll lay down, like how I wanted the white on top, or the blue on top of the white. I should have laid the white down first, done that, and then do the blue glitter. But also when I first did it, I thought I wanted the white over the blue, but then after seeing it, I didn't really like how that looked very much. So I just go back and forth, applying some more color and then ombreing it until I get it the way that I want. Sometimes you have to do a couple coats of it to actually get it to look like a good ombre, because that first layer tends to look a little funky, but then once you get it, like, it looks pretty decent. And then I was going back and forth between these three blue colors here because they were all, I wanted a light blue, but I didn't know like what blue was gonna match with that glitter blue. And then I ended up going with the Madame Glam color. I forgot what that name is, but you did see it there. And then I just applied it to the ring nail. And as I was doing this set, this was a complete freestyle set, which is how pretty much every set that I do is. I wasn't really sure what I was doing or what I was going to do on all of the nails. I did know for sure that I wanted to do that middle nail as an ombre nail, but for the rest, I really didn't know what to do. So I just started with this because I knew I wanted at least one of them to have it be a light blue color. So I just painted this one, and then I decided for the pinky I was going to paint it entirely with that blue glitter color. So I did 2 coats of that blue Madame Glam color on the ring nail, and then I did 2 coats of this blue glitter here on the pinky nail. And then off camera I did end up painting the pointer with the blue Madame Glam color, and then the thumb with this glitter color as well, doing 2 coats on those nails and curing each coat for 60 seconds as well. And then I decided I wanted to add some blue chrome on top of the nails. So I'm taking the Varnail 2-in-1 chrome top coat and applying that to the nail. Cure that for 30 seconds. And then I rub this blue chrome powder on. And I have this silicone tool that came in one of my mystery boxes one time with some chrome powder, so I thought I would test that out and see how well it works. Usually I use one of the like sponge applicators whenever I'm doing chrome, but I know there's quite a few people who use the silicone tools and say that they work really well, so I wanted to test it out, and it was alright. I mean, it picked up the chrome powder and it rubbed it on to the nail. I didn't really like it that much. I did feel like I wasn't able to spread it around as easily as I could with the sponge tool, but honestly it worked fine and it gave the same results as if I were to be using the sponge tool. However, this tool right here, you're going to see here in a second, it does break and fall apart. I don't know if this was just like a super cheap one that was poorly made, or like if they're all kind of like that. I don't know. So I just went back to using the sponge applicator because that's like my tried and true method. I use it all the time. I did that for the 2 light blue nails, and then I really liked how it looked, so then I also applied the chrome to the glitter nails and the ombre nail, just so they could all kind of have this like blue kind of sheen to them. I thought it was really pretty, and it gave more of that like wintry type of look to the entire set. So this right here was after I got the chrome on those 2 light blue nails and realized I was really liking how that looked. So then again, off camera, I applied the chrome to the rest of the nails. Now I'm just sealing that chrome in with the 2-in-1 Varnail chrome top coat. I apply that to all of the nails, and then I do cure it for 60 seconds because with this top coat here, if you want to use it for chrome, you have to cure it for 30 seconds, and then if you're using it as a normal top coat, then you cure it for 60 seconds. I said 30 seconds for chrome, right? I think so. If not, it's 30 seconds for chrome, 60 seconds for a top coat. I have a ton of different snowflake stickers. So I decided to use some of those up, and I put them on. Which ones did I put them on? I put them on the light blue one, so the pointer and the ring nail. And I don't really know where these snowflake stickers came from. They could have come from Amazon, AliExpress, Shein, Temu, any of the various mystery boxes that I had got last year. So I can't really link them, but you just type in snowflake stickers anywhere that you can buy, like nail decorations or nail stickers or whatever, and you'll find a plethora of different types of snowflake stickers. So I just picked some random ones, placed them down on the nail. I kind of put a lot on there. I focused on doing a couple big ones first, and then I did a bunch of smaller little snowflakes to fill in the rest of the space, because like I said earlier, I am doing kind of a winter wonderland set, so I wanted it to be like really snowy, I guess, and make it look like, the snow is falling and all of that. So if you were to have just painted the nail and you're going in with stickers, you do want to remove the sticky layer, because the stickers aren't going to stick well to the nail. They're going to slide all around, and they will eventually try to pop off and like peel off, because that sticky layer doesn't allow them to stick to the nail. I don't know if you can hear my cat. He's like meowing at the door right now. He really wants to come in here, but he cannot come in here while I'm doing this, because he gets into too much stuff. Anyhow, like I was saying, you do have to remove the sticky layer if you're going to apply stickers, because they don't stick to that. But because I had applied the top coat, that's not a problem for me. I can just stick them right on. But like I said, if you don't have a top coat on top and you do have that sticky layer there, you do want to make sure you wipe that off with alcohol before applying any stickers. And then last year in my Daily Charm mystery box, I got these really pretty like snowflake shaped rhinestones. So I wanted to use those. I we'll look and see if they have them on their website. I'm not 100% sure. Some of the items that they have in their boxes are exclusively only for the boxes. Some of them they do sell on their website. Also, this was from last year, so I don't know if they would still sell, but I will look and see. And if they do have them on their website, I will link them down below. But they're super pretty. They come in like a clear version and also an AB version, so with the like little rainbow reflect and whatever. For this set, I just wanted to use the clear ones because I felt like that rainbow reflect wasn't going to give that like icy, snowy winter effect that I was wanting. So to apply them, I'm just taking the gummy jelly from Nail Couture, applying that to the entire nail, and then I'm going over top of that with my shiny top coat from LGN. This is how I always apply my rhinestones and charms because I don't like having to try and go around afterwards with the top coat and try not to get top coat on any of the rhinestones. And potentially ruining how they look and how they shine and sparkle. I also don't like how it looks whenever you put the rhinestone glue down and then you put the rhinestone down or charm down and it like squishes out from underneath, and then you can see that lump of the rhinestone glue afterwards. And then when you go to top coat that later, it just enhances that lump because you're going over it with even more product. So I just don't like how that looks. Doing it this way, make sure it's all like flat and even, and I don't have that lump. So anyhow, I'm just taking a few of these rhinestones and placing them on the nail, and then I felt like it wasn't enough, like there was something missing. So I did pull out some really small little AB rhinestones. I don't have any of the clear rhinestones in this size, so I just pulled out the little AB ones. I felt like it was fine. They were small enough. It wasn't going to be like how the snowflake ones look and like really show that like rainbow reflect to them, so I was fine with it. And I just kind of filled some of the space in between those snowflake rhinestones, just to kind of fill in the space. And it also kind of looks like, you know, little tiny snowflakes also on the nail. So I just placed all that down however I wanted it to, and then I did go ahead and cure that for 60 seconds, and then I also did this on the thumbnail as well. So with the middle nail, I didn't really know what I was going to do with that one. And after seeing how I did the other 4 nails, I'm like, just having this ombre on here is kind of plain and boring. So I dug through my nail art drawers and I found these blue rhinestones that I have. So I pulled those out and did a little rhinestone design. And I've mentioned this plenty times before. I hate doing like rhinestone placements because I'm not really good at doing it and like coming up with really pretty like placements and everything like everyone else can. It's actually really hard for me. Especially if I'm just winging it. I usually do have to sit there for a very long time and set them down on like my desk and rearrange them a whole bunch of times until I find a way that I like how they are. And then even then I'm still not super happy with the way it comes out. So I just struggle a lot with rhinestone placements. That is something I want to work on, but also I don't really care too much to work on that because I don't do it often. But anyhow, this one was, yeah, I was just winging it. I was going with the flow and hoping that it looked somewhat decent once I was done with it. So I'm just, taking some of the blue rhinestones, placing those down, taking some of those teeny tiny AB rhinestones and placing those down to fill in the space. I could have also used caviar beads, but I'm not gonna lie, I hate using caviar beads. They're such a pain in the butt to deal with, and I honestly didn't feel like grabbing those out, so I didn't use those. But I have noticed that a lot of the rhinestone placements that I think are really good and look really nice do use caviar beads to kind of fill in the space, and it just enhances it a lot. So I think I'm gonna have to start like incorporating those, but like I said, they're a pain in the butt and I hate using them, so I try not to. But I also feel like these little tiny rhinestones that I use kind of worked as well for filling in some of those little spaces. So I just messed around until I got it the way that I wanted it to look, and then I went ahead and cured it for 60 seconds. And now I'm just top coating the two sticker nails with my LGN shiny top coat to seal in those stickers. You don't have to top coat stickers, but I like to top coat them or even encapsulate them just to make sure that they stay on the nail and they don't ever like pop up or anything. I've never had an issue with anything trying to peel off the nail, but I don't know, it just makes me feel a little bit better to seal them in, make sure they have an extra layer there to hold them onto the nail a little bit. And then once I got that on, I did go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. And this is the finished result. I think this set came out really pretty. I really love it. I might be a little biased because it's blue and blue is my favorite color, but also I just think overall like the design of it came out really well. Right here I am just taking some alcohol and wiping off the rhinestones because they did have a little bit of residue from the wax picker upper tool thingy. So I just wanted to wipe that off so you could get the full shine and sparkle from the rhinestones. So if you ever notice that your rhinestones aren't shining and sparkling like they should, just wipe them off. You can wipe them off with some alcohol if they have anything on them, or you can just like take a cloth or rub them on your shirt or whatever and it'll bring their shine back. But like I said, this set is super pretty, and the middle nail, the rhinestone placement on the middle nail, I'm actually pretty happy with. I really like how it looks. It does, to me, kind of resemble a snowflake a little bit, which I think is really cool, and like that wasn't my intention there. Like I said, I was just setting down these rhinestones however I saw fit in the moment, and I think it came out pretty well. It could be better, but honestly, like I said, I'm not mad at it. I think this is one of my better like freestyle type of rhinestone placements that I did or have done. Also with that middle nail, I think I probably should have used the light blue instead of the white for the ombre. I think that would have looked a little better. I mean, it looks fine how it is, but I just think it would have flowed a little better with the rest of the set. Just having that pure white there does kind of stand out a little bit, but honestly not too much because it does have that chrome powder on top. And I mean, honestly, the white doesn't look bad with the set. It does flow and go, and it is covered up a lot with those rhinestones there, but I just kind of feel like, I don't know, the light blue would have made a little more sense. And probably if I would have done the ombre nail last, I probably would have switched it up and done the light blue instead of the white, but because I did that one first, that's how that one ended up. And these nails look so pretty in the dark with the flash on, like all the sparkle and shine from all the glitter and the chrome and the rhinestones. It's just so pretty. I actually really love this set. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.